missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. For those of you guys who are new, I go by Locks by Lauren on Instagram, and today I'm going to be doing a pretty much like a gray blending silver tone on this beautiful client. We are trying to kind of get something where it gives her a really soft grow out when her grays come in. You can see at the top she's got quite a lot of gray, and the reason why her hair looks pretty orangey is because she did a color remover on her hair prior to this, so it just kind of stripped out all of her old color. She was basing her roots with, I believe, like a double level 7, which almost looked like a level 6, so it was pretty dark, and she just did like a color remover to kind of get rid of a lot of that permanent color before the service, and that is why her roots look pretty brassy. But if you can see closely, that you can see her natural gray in between the hairs that are like more on the orangey side from the color remover. So today we're just going to get her lighter so that she could have a nice grow out when her roots grow in, since she does have quite a lot of gray at the top. So my client is pretty much, I would say, 75% gray, and she naturally is a level 3 or 4. She has really thick, coarse Asian hair, so I am going to be using Blonde Me Schwarzkopf for my lightener, and my first bowl is going to be 6 and 20, and then every bowl after that I mix will just be 20 volume. I feel like this lightener gives me a pretty good lift, especially for my clients who have dark hair, but of course, just depending on whatever my clients like, their hair texture or whatever level they're at, I always kind of switch up whatever lightener I use. But generally, a lot of my clients, they have like naturally dark hair, so I do use this lightener a lot, and I'm very familiar with it. So the reason why I like to just mix up my first bowl a little bit of a lower volume is because that's kind of like the first bowl that I start off with, so I don't want to have to rinse that out before I'm done completely foiling. So this kind of just saves me some time and gives the hair a little time to kind of catch up to the rest as I bump it up for the rest of the bowls. So for her coloring technique, she had a lot of hair, so I opted to just do pretty much a heavy highlight all over, and when I'm doing this heavy highlight, I am picking out some of the blonde that she had. So prior to doing her color remover, she had like, I want to say a few inches of like virgin root, and then the mids and ends were completely covered with some permanent color that she was doing her base color. So that's why you can kind of see that her ends are a little bit on the darker side than her root, and I've already told her that it'll just kind of take some sessions to get everything pretty much even. But with that base color on the very end, she had some old highlights as well, so I'm just really just picking out those highlights on the very end so I don't over process her hair. And so for her color placement, I am doing foils back to back, and I chose to do a heavy highlight so that we could do something more blended instead of going all in and just doing like a solid tone. I just feel like this would be a little bit easier on the maintenance for her, and it wouldn't take all day for her to process by doing more of a blended look. And so I'm just going in with that first bowl of 6 and 20, and then afterwards just using 20 volume with the Blonde Me lightener. And you can see as I'm painting her hair, I am just laying my foils right on top of each other. I don't like to bend the hair in the foil when I'm doing a full color transformation like this, because bending the hair into the foil can cause like some warm spots, which can cause unevenness. So I like to just lay the hair pretty much flat and custom cut these foils so that it matches her hair and I don't have to fold up the hair in the foil. So as I'm doing a heavy highlight throughout her whole head, I basically just continue this kind of pattern all over. You can see my weaves are pretty chunky on the underneath, but as I get towards the top where she parts her hair, I do make them a little bit more of a medium-sized weave. And then right at the hairline where her money piece would be, I just do slices back to back with no negative space so that she has a lot of color right there. And as I'm weaving, I am trying to weave bigger chunks than leaving less of a like her natural the color that's there. So as I'm weaving more hair and leaving out a little bit less hair. So the next time when she comes in, I will be picking up those small weaves that I left out today, and then gradually we'll start blending out her root. And then once everything looks nice and blended, we can see how she feels. And I suggested that we'll just do like a partial or even just highlight her money piece so that it looks more like a nice color as her natural roots grow in. So once her roots kind of lifted to a nice level 9 and 10, I went ahead and started taking out her foils. And as I was taking out her foils, I could kind of tell that the ends of her hair were a little bit warm where she had more of that base color. So I told her we'll just kind of work our way through it and just kind of lighten those ends and get it all even as we go through these few sessions just to keep her hair healthy. And then whenever I do like a really silver transformation like this, I always like to prep the hair with the Pulp Bright Barcelona Purple shampoo. And the reason being is because depending on the different textures of the hair, like whether it's thin or coarse or like a level 3 to a natural level 7, when you get to a level 9 and 10, it looks different just depending on the texture of the hair. So sometimes a level 10 on a natural level 7 will look different on a girl who has naturally level 3 and you lift her to a level 10. Both of those level 10s will generally look different because the hair texture is different. So a good way to kind of help your eye see where the hair is lifted to a level 9 and where it's lifted to a level 10 is to prep the hair with purple shampoo, because generally purple shampoo should only work on hair that is really a level like 10. It works best on higher levels, and so the purple shampoo will really tone out, and you'll see on those pieces that are a level 10, it will make it super icy and will grab those hairs because they are light enough. So I do the purple shampoo before my toner so that I can see where it really truly is a level 10 compared to a level 9. And then when I go in and tone the hair, I sometimes will target the areas that are a level darker than the lighter levels and then try to like make it even it out, because wherever you place the toner first, it will essentially get a little bit more ashier, a little bit darker, and cancel out more warmth. And where it's already a level 10, you don't really need too much toner there. So wherever those spots are a level 10, I will tend to tone those pieces last. And the only way I can really see that on doing transformations like this is when I use a good purple shampoo, so that I can see where the purple shampoo has already toned those level 10 pieces. And then for the toner formulation, I am using the Pulp Bright Rapid Toners. These are honestly my favorite for doing any type of silvers or grays. So for her root formula, I mixed up some silver and violet. I believe I did equal parts, and I like to do 1-to-1 on the root, and then I will mix them 1-to-2 with the 6th volume for the mids and ends. And you can see I toned the root everywhere behind the hairline where the money piece is, because those pieces right at the hairline got to a really pretty level 10 and don't really need to be toned till the very end. So I definitely rooted her hair with the formulation that is 1-to-1 with the 6th volume, and then applied the formulation that is 1-to-2 with the 6th volume on the mid, and then I combed it out and then lastly applied the rest of the lighter formula all over, and then started to apply on that money piece. And this is basically what it looked like as it was processing. You can dilute the rapid toners by adding in more developer like how I did. It just kind of slows it down and makes it more of a lighter tone. And so you can see how nice and icy her hair is and how beautiful the silver is going to turn out. After I applied the toner, I probably let this sit for about like maybe 8 to 10 minutes at most, because these toners do work kind of fast, and since we're doing more of a silver color, I didn't want it to get too dark. If I wanted it to get gray, I would leave it on for the full processing time, but we're going for something a little bit lighter and more silver, so I just let it sit until I saw the right tone. Alrighty guys, so here is my client's after. You can see how nice and silvery the toner is, and we made her root color just a slightly more violet tone just to give her a slight shadow root, but as she washes it in the next few washes, that violet will definitely come out, and this will all come together and blend really pretty with her natural gray. So since we did more of a heavy highlight, she does have some of those warm pieces from her old color still there, but next time when she comes in, I will be picking those out so that everything looks pretty much more solid. And we opted to do this technique so that she could have a little bit of a softer grow out here, but overall I feel like this blended really well, and she is going to just maintain it with some purple shampoo at home and some good moisturizing products. Well, that is it for this week's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and hopefully this helps you out, gives you some inspiration if you are wanting to go more of a natural silver gray route or wanting to try this type of color correction. I feel like this is a very simple and easy way to tackle this type of look compared to some other techniques that I have showed on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into this week's episode, and I will talk to you guys next week.